my life I've thought, searching for, I call it peace within. That's my word for it, that what I've been searching for, is to try to find peace within it.
Yeah. So
And
let's,
even though my brain says the only way that you can find it is inside yourself, that's really hard to do. It's really hard to stop yourself from trying to find it through outside things.
Mm-hmm.
If I meet this person, I won't be happy.
yeah,
If I go shop, if I buy this, then I'll be a happy person. Or if I do this, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
If I make the perfect journal, I'll be happy.
But then after that, I can do better than that.
I can do better than that. There's never a perfect, that's right. Never a
yeah.
perfect
If only we
journal.
can realize that external stimulations of happiness, it's good, but it's momentary, and none of that will last. Just the sheer amount of time that we spend alone with ourselves, tells that unless we have found that peace within ourselves, we will always be disturbed. Because external stimulations, external sources of happiness will just come and go. That's the very nature of life. Nothing that comes stays forever. It just comes, gives you that moment of happiness, and it disappears. In fact, the way I see it, all our external happinesses, they come into our lives to give us a glimpse of that eternal happiness that is within us. They just come, knock at our door, and just tell us, see, you can be this happy, and they disappear. Everything. Yeah, everything. Because if we don't have that within, then when something external comes, we will not even be able to recognize. When you sip a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, it's not the happiness or that momentary pleasure that you derive. It's neither coming from the cup, nor it's coming from the tea, nor it's coming from the water or the milk or all the ingredients that you've put in. It's coming from you, because you have learned that if you drink a cup of tea, that moment you are happy, you're relaxed. It's a learned habit. See, think about it. People eat all kinds of foods. There are ardent vegetarians who think that how is it that even possible for somebody to eat meat? I myself have thought about it sometimes when I eat meat. How is it that we can actually eat flesh? Because it's a learned habit. Think about it. My mouth is watering. Look at it. It's meat, and our mind has learned to accept it as food and derive pleasure out of it. Otherwise, by itself, what does it contain? Really? There are, for some human beings, if you tell them to eat meat, in India there are a lot of vegetarians. They'll go, oh my God, how is it that you can even stand that smell or the taste? Some people cannot be in a place where non-veg is being cooked. They cannot pass a street, which has butcher shops. But rest of them, the same smell excites them. For some people, if you tell them you're not going to eat non-veg, they'll say, I'd rather die. I cannot live on vegetarian food. I cannot, live like a deer eating grass. I want meat. So look at the difference. The difference is because our source of happiness is not on the outside. It's within us. It is the habits that we have cultivated for ourselves. It is the desires that we have created for ourselves. It is the lifestyle that we have created for ourselves. Everything external is just only a glimpse. It only gives you a tiny glimpse that, oh, this is there. If we can identify that everything that we are seeking on the outside, including the pleasure that comes out of a physical relationship, including that is within us. Because if it is not within us, then it is impossible for us to experience it. If that was supposed to be in another person, then it is impossible for us to experience it for ourselves. We know that it's within us. Everybody knows it. It's just that we have, through unconsciousness, we have become dependent on certain things to trigger those moments of happiness and joy. although we can keep our mind relaxed throughout the day, we need a cup of coffee, we need a certain time for ourselves, we need a certain routine of life, because that's how we've created our lives. If unconsciously we can create so much, just imagine what you can create if you become consciously aware of what's happening in your mind and body.